Hi, this is Chad Wyatt, and I want to take you through a quick run through of the SMS WordPress plugin. If you've purchased it before, this video can give you information, but there is upgrade information I can provide. So this WSO is for new buyers. So if you've already bought it at some point, you don't need to buy it through this WSO. Okay, so looking at the dashboard, I already have it installed. You'll notice a few things here. There's 4 options over here. SMS lists, subscribers, clients, and messages. We'll step through those real quick, but the first thing is right after you install it, there is a warning here that's saying that we need to update our Twilio settings. So I want to go ahead and click that because that's the first thing we need to do. And I'm going to go grab my Twilio information real quick. Okay, so I've copied and pasted the Twilio settings that I need, and I have other videos that cover this process, but once I save this, you'll see that the warning message goes away. And now the next thing I'd suggest is go under SMS list. You will go into the new list wizard, and this will be the fastest way to get going. So let's say I have a pizza shop, and I want to create a list specifically for their lunch crowd. That's one of the great things about this plugin. You can create as many lists as you want, as many keywords as you want, as many clients as you want. Now, so you can create this pizza shop could have a lunch list, a dinner list, a weekend list, and then send different information or offers to those people. So that's what I'm going to call the list. And I'm going to create a new client. And the client allows us to track message counts to them specifically. And so a little bit of reporting, but also if you use a sub account with Twilio, which is the second option down here, it will also allow you to turn on and off their account so that messages coming in or out can be stopped fully. If they're not paying for the service, for example, you can suspend their account temporarily, which will suspend it at Twilio, meaning that you won't be charged for any messages coming in. There won't be any messages going out. It's just an easy way to turn them off. So I'm just going to call this my pizza client, and I want to give them a limit of 1,000 messages in a month. Now you don't have to enter anything there if you don't want. And let's go ahead and buy a new number. Now I can search in any of these countries: United States, Canada, the United Kingdom. And I'm just going to go ahead and search in my area code. There's also, you can search for certain digits that may be, and even text. So if you want something that has SMS in it, you can do that and see if it's available in your area. So here are the numbers that are available right now in my area code. There's probably more, but I haven't limited the search by trying to search for a certain prefix or anything. Maybe, for example, you like the 428 prefix. I could potentially type that in here and search, and now I'm getting all the 428 numbers. So let's just pick one here. It doesn't really matter. Just for the demonstration, I'm just going to pick the first one, and we're going to move on to keywords. Now, pizza shop probably would like to use the word pizza, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. You can enter multiple keywords here, and this is the lunch list, so maybe they want to use lunch. So keep in mind that this is 2 different keywords, and I'll show you the result here in a second, but pizza is one keyword and lunch is the other. And then I'm going to move on to the voice options. Now voice, this is allows people to sign up for your list. One way is via the keyword. They text a keyword to your number, so they're texting in pizza. The second way is when you go into voice settings, they can actually call the number. So if I type in a message here, welcome to our VIP Pizza Club, and this will be a text-to-speech greeting. Of course, we get a little more detailed than that. We can also upload audio files that would play rather than the text-to-speech. You can even prompt them to press a number to be transferred to another number. So For example, you could type in the number of your store, and when you play the greeting, you could say, press 1 to place an order. Okay, so they would be transferred to the phone. And the last step is to enter your messages. Let me pause this for a second while I do that. Okay, so I've entered 4 messages here. The first message is for brand new subscribers, people that have never been on the list before. So these are customers at this pizza shop. For the very first time, they've texted the keyword pizza, or in this also lunch. We set up on the keywords page, but the very first time they do that, they get this message: welcome to our VIP Pizza Club. Show this coupon for a buy one get one pizza deal. And of course, you can make that say anything you want. Another great feature is you can enter dynamic dates. So if they sent this, you set this list up, and then next week they send in a message, they get on the list, they're going to get this coupon back, and it's going to say expires, and the date will be 3 days from the day that they texted in. The number here can be anything you want. It could be it could be 30 days out, it could be the current day, it could be which would be a 0, or the next day. So that allows you to insert expiration dates, or even deals that say come in between the 6th and the 7th for a special deal, that type of stuff. The second message is people that are already on your list. So they've gotten this message over here, this first message. Well, if they text in the keyword pizza again, you could give them a different message if you choose. Now you could put in the same message if you want, but in a lot of cases you want a really good deal for the first time. The second time you're just saying thanks, keep an eye out for our deals coming, because they could text in the keyword over and over and over again, and you don't want to have give that really great deal out every time. The third message here is if someone unsubscribes by sending the keyword stop, and then they get back on the list because they're texting the keyword pizza again, you can just welcome them back, let them know that, hey, we know you left and now you're coming back. And you could give them a special deal, or just say something like welcome back. The last message is when someone unsubscribes, just confirming that they're being unsubscribed and sorry to see you go. Okay, so now that we have all that set up, I can click on create my list. And now we have everything set up. So we have the name, we have our messages here, we have our text-to-speech stuff, we have our phone number with that selected for our list. There's our 2 keywords, lunch and pizza. If there was anything wrong with a couple of settings, we would get a warning potentially up here. There is a notifications section, so if you want to be notified via email or text message or even a URL post, you can set those things up in this section under notifications. So this is great for lead generation, real estate, automotive, those types of things. Sky's the limit, I guess. You'll see your subscribers down here, and you can click on them to edit their subscriptions if you need to. And then this is the section where you can add users. You can grant access other users on your system. So a client, for example, would be able to log in and send a message. And I'll show you what that looks like. Subscriber section, this is where it lists everyone that's on your list. You can import and export subscribers. Clients allows you to set up, like I said before, you can set up this pizza client, and then you can set their limit or adjust their limit, view what their stats are. You could add phone numbers. You could buy additional phone numbers for the client here. A similar search feature is here. This is their Twilio sub account, and I can show you what that looks like real quick. Under SMS lists and Twilio settings, it'll show you all these accounts. So here's the pizza client I set up, and you can choose to suspend their account if you want. You get a confirmation, and it will suspend their account, so it'll stop all messages in or out, and then you can also close their account. Okay, so what else? We got, the last thing would be sending SMS messages, and there's some really great features that have been added here as well. So if I go to create a new message, you can give it a title. This is for your reference only. You would type in the body here. Let's see, 50% off one pizza between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Okay, so that could be the message. And you can even do voice broadcasting. So if you build your list in a way that people are expecting voice broadcast, I do have a warning here. You need to be careful about this feature. There are rules around this, and you don't want to break them. So make sure you know the rules for voice broadcasting. And I personally see this more of a feature for little league teams, little or sports teams where you need to get a message out quick, maybe schools, that type of thing, and rather than for commercial use. But that's up to you. Use it at your own risk. But it is definitely a powerful feature. And people, you could set up a separate list for people that specifically want to get voice notifications. A salon, for example, could say, if you want to get a phone call, if if we have a special, we have an appointment that got canceled, and now you can have this slot for 50% off or something like that. We can give you a voice call, and then of course when you send out that message, you can also use the same transfer feature where you could say press 1 to talk to the front desk and take the appointment. So it'll generate phone calls for sure. Of course, you can use the same process for text messaging for salons, where you can prompt them to call, or call this number for to get in today. Select the list you want to work with. You can, if you have a bunch of lists, you can use this to check all of them. And then there's a message here about the cron setup, and I have a video on how to do this. But if you want to schedule messages into the future, which you can, you would just go over here and choose the date and time you want it to be sent. And you would need a cron command that runs in the background to make sure those messages go out at the right times. Okay, so that covers most of it. Actually, one last thing. Let's say you have a big list of 10,000 people, or maybe even 1,000. A restaurant, you might have 1,000, couple thousand, few thousand people, and you want to send out a lunch special. But you know that if you send it to all 3,000 people, you might get it stampeded. People be waiting, get frustrated, that type of thing. So maybe you only want to send it to 100 people because you only have a couple open tables. You could limit your sending to 100 of your list, and the next day you might send it to another 100, but another 100 people will be selected that didn't get. So today 100 people get it. You do this again tomorrow, a different 100 people will get it. Okay, so that covers a lot of what's here. I think there's enough functionality here that you can do all kinds of things. I talk to people in my Skype group, and they come up with all kinds of great ideas and ways to use this. So check it out and take advantage of the WSO today. My goal is to take this to a different market in the future at a much higher price. So your input, and you as a subscriber in putting this to use, your input is valuable, and you can get it. You can take advantage of this low price right now while I'm developing the features that you guys all want. Thanks.